and happy holidays from the Jackson Cloud. This one's a Grinch. He already hates us.
Bah humbug.
We're kind of gearing up for this Advent season. When I say gearing up, I guess I mean like we're arriving late to the party since Advent technically started a few weeks ago here on our Jackson Cloud rotation. We want to talk today, just kind of a general discussion. We all have different traditions. Traditions are a part of how we thrive. What kind of traditions do we have today that are good, Christmas-wise, and what kind of traditions do we have that are bad? And we'd love for you to feed into this. You could do so by commenting below or joining our Discord with the link below and joining us on Discord to kind of talk about that. So Olivia is already smiling like a crazy person. Do we want to start with what's good?
All right, let's get into this. There are so many Christmas traditions, and every family seems to have a couple of their own. But some of the ones that I think we all have, okay, not all, but a lot of us have are the Christmas tree, the stockings, the manger scenes.
I think he's stuck.
I took my joke too far.
So, first of all, I would like to say that I don't think there's anything wrong with having a tree up. It's not innately Christ-inducing. However, it makes me happy. It probably makes a lot of you happy. And it's just a pretty thing. As long as you're not starting any fires inside your house with it, I think it's fine. Second off.
He wants the devil's advocate or something.
It also makes Mrs. Norris happy.
Oh yeah, my cat is, I'm pretty sure she's a Norwegian forest cat. I mean, she's like textbook everything those do, including like climbing trees. Like as soon as it went up, I was like, so what would you do? Something in the Old Testament about not decorating trees? Defend yourself.
Is there something in the Old Testament about not decorating trees?
Mm-hmm.
There is?
Let's see if we can find it. A tree from the forest is cut down and worked with an axe by the hands of a craftsman. They decorate it with silver and gold and fasten it with hammers and nails so that it cannot move. Their idols are like scarecrows in a cucumber field. So it goes on from there.
Okay, so I believe then that the argument here is that Christmas trees could be considered an idol. Actually, hang on, I'm gonna rewind a little bit. A tree from the forest is cut down. My tree is fake, problem solved.
That's fair.
I mean,
I think you probably were on the right track, though. I've never read this passage in
this context.
Yeah, but like, or I've never like at least looked into like what they're talking about. But you're right. The next line is about idols. It's talking about learning not the ways of the nations. So
yeah, so
it's most likely there was some kind of spiritual application behind it that we're not implying at all.
Well, it was a pagan ritual back in the day.
So this is another thing. This was the next devil's advocate thing, is that there was apparently a pagan ritual behind decorating trees, which Casey said some would say maybe we've redeemed that, which, you know, I think in all holidays there are just like certain bad things that have happened that like we're not keeping in mind when we're celebrating them today. And so like I don't know that we're celebrating certain okay, so here's an example. Olivia right now has no idea why this would have ever been considered pagan, nor do I, and Casey now has to Google it to figure it out.
I mean, it is true.
Therefore, are we guilty of the paganism? Probably not, because we have no idea what the intent behind it is. We just think it looks pretty. So,
yeah.
Anyways, I'm just...
Besides that...
For the sake of conversation.
You did find it?
I did find it. So
on a webpage we've never heard of, but go ahead.
I mean, Google.
We don't know if this is correct
technically
or not.
history.com.
Okay, history.com.
History.com,
All right.
okay.
They're the people with the Aliens TV show.
I mean, so in many countries, it was believed that evergreens would keep away witches, ghosts, evil spirits, and illnesses.
I'm just imagining a witch seeing a tree. Not an evergreen tree, however, will I Sorry, go on.
So that was pretty much it. I mean,
Okay.
they would put up pine, spruce, and fir trees during a festive season during the winter to try to help ward away witches, ghosts, evil spirits, and illnesses.
Which is
So it's
not what we're
anti-witchcraft.
doing.
So it's fine.
So it's. You know what? Let's just move on. So we said that we like decorations.
I've got more to say about this. Okay. I forgot what it was. Yeah, I gotta get back on track now because we derailed it. First of all, as we talked about with spiritual gifts, God reclaims things sometimes that might have been used for evil before and can use them for good. So when we put a Christmas tree up, I mean, I've seen lots of ornaments with Jesus on them. So obviously we're not meeting this in any sort of witchcraft type way. It's just a decoration. Second of all, let's go back to the idol conversation because this is a big conversation with Christmas. Honestly, idolatry with Christmas can happen very easily. And it's fitting that I'm the one saying this since I've got Christmas presents on my head, reindeers on my feet.
I never saw that there.
What?
I just never saw the top. I see it now. That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna say the thing, and you guys are gonna be like, why did you say the thing? Jesus is the reason for the season.
It's true.
So, yes, we need to celebrate Christmas, and we need to make sure that while we're celebrating Christmas, we're celebrating it because of Jesus. Now, part of the ways I celebrate Jesus' birthday is by dressing up and getting crazy. Because you know what? That's how I celebrate most people's birthdays. When I'm going to a birthday party, I like to dress up. And I like to do this big thing so that they know that they're being celebrated and they're loved. So as long as my Christmas stuff is like, it's for you, Jesus, then it's fine. Next thing.
All right. So, yeah. I mean, ideology.
Idolatry?
Ideology or a tree. Idolatry seems to, I don't even know if that's the word I'm looking for. Just like Christmas at this point in my mind, I've become a little bit of a bah humbug over the year because of how much it truly has been hijacked by everything. I don't mean this as a Starbucks has red cups or red cups. I don't mean anything like that. I'm not even talking about the world. Like first off, if you don't believe in Jesus, of course you're going to make Christmas about something else because that's not really what that wouldn't be your concern about celebrating a Christian holiday, right? But like Christians, I think, have fallen completely into the madness of everything else that Christmas has become about. Black Friday, I think, is very telling that we have literally squashed people to death trying to get into stores to get stuff that we can give people for Jesus' birthday. Like, clearly, that statement
Not a lot
was
of fruit of the
accurate.
Spirit.
That statement was true, what I just said.
Yes, it was.
Like it doesn't make any sense, and it's anti. First off, it's very easily anti Jesus because it's all about pro me and my stuff, But then it's also very anti truth of Christmas, not only because of life being devalued and destroyed over the sake of capitalism, but over the sake of just like. That's what Christmas has become to us, having stuff, But that for me, that's where I've become a little bit more of a pessimist. Like I enjoy all the colors and the decorations and this cool headband. Did you see this, you guys? It's been here for a while.
This is the third episode it's been in.
Fourth.
Or fourth.
This is
Fourth
our
episode
fourth.
it's been episode.
I enjoy all that stuff. I've got lots of fond memories, even about the stuff. I have to be honest with myself. Like, that's always my most exciting part about Christmas. And it's part of the reason that I become a Grinch with myself is all things that I like about Christmas unfortunately, Jesus gets diminished by a lot of other things, you know? And like, some of these other things are good. There's goodness to being generous and giving people presents, but like, I even have to be honest about that. Like, when we first got married, and we now we're buying for several more families, not just for those related to us, but very close people beyond that. Like, I was putting stuff on credit cards. I was going in debt in order to
give
perform
people
a
stuff.
custom. Like, I didn't even want to give you stuff. like I don't want to be a jerk, but when I'm now paying off debt years later because of Christmas stuff, it's like, Merry Christmas. I did this for Jesus, I got, you know, like, it's
The generosity becomes much harder at that point.
yes, and I don't even know that we would call that generosity, because there was no general.
Well, no, the
generous
act
character
of giving the
within it.
gift was generosity,
Yeah,
but the implications behind it was not generous.
yeah, or the character behind it was not generous, nor was it fruitful in my life to be pushing myself so far. so I've run into those difficulties, but I also, like, there's much about it that I love and enjoy, and get excited for. You know, Christmas Eve service, I get excited for. Though, if I'm honest with myself, even there, whenever Christmas lands on a Sunday, like, I get bummed out. And that I'm being honest, because that always strikes me as,
Weird.
yeah, like, I have to go to church
On Christmas?
Christmas? On the day that's all about Jesus? And that's where I'm always like, maybe something is off inside of me, you know? Even a few years ago, my family was like, let's go to the homeless shelter and serve there. And, like, part of my mind was like, on Christmas? You know, like, like, you see the point, but I could be a Scrooge about it. And so, like, I think when I'm honest with myself, I just have to say, Jamin, you need to correct this holiday, or find a new way to celebrate it if you're too thrown up. Maybe you need to have Christmas in November so that you can fully celebrate Christmas, and then this is just some other American thing you do where you give everybody presents and pull out your credit cards.
Please don't pull out your credit cards. Do not go into debt for Christmas. The people probably don't even like the gifts you're giving them that much anyway.
Ouch.
No, I'm just saying, a lot of the gifts that we give for Christmas, it's like, it's not stuff that we need. A lot of times it ends up staying in a box and going into storage.
That does happen.
Like, just in general, for a lot of people, I know, like, yep, got that for Christmas 2 years ago, still haven't used it. And I'm like, give it away.
I don't know, it's very difficult for me to give away gifts that someone's given me, because I knew, like, the heart behind the gift that was given. So that makes it very hard for me to just be like, yeah, I know I didn't want that, and yeah, I know I don't need it, but you gave it to me. Like, that makes it sort of special, you know? So it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
again,
we've gotten to this part, so let's move into the bad practices of Christmas, since we're already kind of here. Overconsumption / overbuying / overconsumerism is the number one problem with Christmas today. I honestly don't even know, like, what other bad things about Christmas to get into, because this one is such a big problem. Like Jamin said earlier, we were talking about Black Friday. People literally have died because people were so impatient in trying to get that gift that they wanted to get for someone as cheap as they could get it. First of all, the reason you're getting it cheap is because it was made by slaves. Second of all,
No, just go full force,
Keep
man.
going.
I will keep going. Okay. Second of all, was it even useful? Are they ever going to use that gift, or is it going to sit on a shelf and look pretty? Because, you know what, there's a lot of stuff that we like that looks pretty, but when it's made by slaves, or if it's unnecessary or extra. We need to realize, like, we have so much extra just sitting around. People are dying for this stuff, and it hurts my soul.
But I like having stuff in 3 storage lockers that I never use and that my kids have to clean out for when I die.
That you're paying for and never using.
But I like it.
I think it's just irony to make a point.
It is, I know, but I gotta say, like, what is the point of having excess storage lockers full of stuff if you haven't been to that storage locker to get any of it out in over a year? Maybe you need to not buy anything for Christmas this year. Maybe you need to go empty out your storage locker and go, wow, look at this thing. It's a family heirloom. You know what? Someone else in my family might actually want it.
Just run to the window and open it. And look, you there, boy! What day is it? Oh, it's Christmas! Christmas Day, sir! Yes? Is that turkey still in the window? Yeah, the big one, as big as me? Yes, that's the one. Yes, it is. Go buy it and take it to Bob
Cratchit's
Saget's house.
No, it's Bob Cratchit.
Bob Cratchit's
I'm
house.
Scrooge here, and I remember the names. What's going on?
And then after you've had that conversation, you say, also take everything I own that I don't need, and start throwing furniture out the window at the little boy, and he'll catch it.
Hold on, no, TVs will not work for that. Don't do it with TVs.
A couch.
That might also not work either.
Is this the plot to a Christmas story?
Hang on.
It could be a new one.
Hang on. That was a weird statement. Hang on. What do you mean when you say what you just said?
I mean, I haven't seen it, and I'm honestly wondering.
When you say
Wait.
a Christmas story,
You mean
do you mean like...
Like the movie A Christmas Story?
Okay, all right.
Okay.
That's what I was clear. Like, does she mean any Christmas story? Or did she just magically...
did you really not know that we were quoting Scrooge?
The Scrooge.
Okay,
Have you not seen this?
I just
This is
said I
Charles
haven't
Dickens!
seen it.
This is classic literature! Okay,
And
all
hold
right.
on. The fact that I've seen this and the Christmas person has not seen this.
No, it doesn't matter that you haven't seen this.
I haven't
Everyone
seen it.
who is alive.
I haven't seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation
That's
either.
fine. That doesn't
That
matter.
doesn't matter.
But
Or
this
the one with a tree and a truck that I always see ornaments for, but don't understand with the lamp that's a lady's leg.
No, that's the actual A Christmas
I actually
Story.
haven't seen that one either.
I have. You'll shoot your eye out. It's fine.
No, but Scrooge, you did.
I mean, I know the story of Scrooge. I didn't know that's what happened in
You
the
just
end.
didn't know well enough to quote the entire ending. All right, so when you get home,
Spoilers.
you need to go watch one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time, A Muppet Christmas Carol.
Okay.
All right,
I love Muppet movies, so I'm down for
good.
this.
So this
That's actually one of that is their best one
Yeah?
of the Muppet movies.
It's a very
yes.
good. I really like it.
Like it's even better than the Treasure Island one.
But that's my favorite.
This one's better.
Okay.
Treasure Island's your favorite?
I don't know if
You know
I've
what? We're off
seen
topic
many.
again.
I am uncultured. I still appreciate Christmas. I just haven't seen really any of the Christmas movies that everyone has seen.
Apparently not. But, you know, the boldest statements that have happened so far in this episode have all come from the one who is clearly the Christmas queen of existence. So, with that being said, if she can admit to these things, I think we all need to admit to these things. You know, C.S. Lewis wrote a little fictional story back in the day about a weird holiday known as Xmas that was celebrated by the Nyaturb, and sorry, it was like a holiday called Xmas and then Christmas, and it was celebrated by the Nyaturbians, which if you read it backwards, it's just Britain. So he was just writing a story about how people were treating this holiday and how it had just gotten way over the top and was all becoming about the wrong things and whatnot. And I don't know what it was like at C.S. Lewis's time, but whatever he wrote is prophetically completely accurate about what it has become today. And I am not like the most traditional person, but as I now have kids and I'm trying to figure out like how do I help them understand why this holiday is more than all the gifts they're going to get, and seeing family. Though gifts can be good things, and family can be good things, and decorating can be good things. How do I help my kids grow to understand like this as the greatest gift that was ever given to us, and keeping that the focus of it, and these other things side things? And I don't fully know the answer, because we are fully accustomed now to a completely different tradition that is not like really Jesus centric whatsoever. And with all the red cups, just kidding. It's just hard to figure out how to be very Christmas in today. And I think it becomes important for us to recognize that. So over the next few weeks, we're going to be talking more about Christmas, and we want to hear, what are the good things you like about it? What are the bad things? What are some bad things that maybe have been redeemed? What are some traditions that you practice that have helped redeem it? What do you do for Christmas? What are your memories? The good ones. Or the bad ones?
I still cannot believe you haven't seen them up at Christmas Story.
I also can't believe this.
I'm sorry.
I'm taking this. You have fallen.
I thought A Christmas Story wasn't what Christmas was about, Jamin.
Do you know what that story is about? It's about a bad man being redeemed on Jesus' birthday
You're wearing it backwards.
by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future.
Yeah, there's actually, okay, so in Britain there's this thing called Red Nose Day. And
backwards.
there are lots of comedians who like to do Red Nose Days things, and a couple characters from Doctor Who have made a few Christmas Red Nose Days things.
And that's the only reason she knows about.
Including a spoof of Scrooge. And
that's how she knows who Scrooge is.
So for those of you who want to celebrate Christmas in a more me kind of way, you can join me on the Discord, and I will share my secrets, maybe show you how to really celebrate this season. So Discord, there will be a link in the description below. You can smash that like button while you're down there.
Smash!
The jingle bell, and maybe even subscribe.